Member for Johnston.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. Mr Deputy Speaker, I rise to speak in strong support of the member for Nightcliffe's motion to expand the lobbyist register to include ministerial diaries, a lobbyist code of conduct and an expanded 4-year cooling off period between ministerial roles and jobs in industry as in-house lobbyists. I was elected on a platform of changing politics, of bringing integrity, accountability and greater transparency into our democracy. Central to this is exactly what this motion speaks to: the establishment of a comprehensive lobbyist register and the introduction of open ministerial diaries. These measures are not radical. They're essential for a functioning democracy where the people we serve can have confidence in the decisions we make. I'd like to commend the government for introducing a lobbyist register. It's an important step in the right direction. We know the NT is the last jurisdiction in the country to implement this minimum standard, and we have the foundation to build from, and this is an important first step. But it's only a first step. We often hear that trust in government is at an all-time low, and after listening to the conversation in this chamber today, there is no wonder. I think of the school kids who came in and witnessed us here in the chamber and said to me, "Why is everyone talking to each other like that? Why are they shouting?" And when I hear the way that some members speak about other members in this chamber, it's no wonder that people don't trust politics. The ongoing personal attacks have no place here. We're here to do a job and we can do it better. This is a motion on integrity, on improving integrity in Parliament, and when I sit here and listen to the language and the attacks here, it's hard to see the integrity and the respect in this Parliament. We do have an opportunity to rebuild trust though, both in the ways we work and in what we do. And as I said, I commend the government for taking the step of introducing a lobbyist register. But in my community, when they asked me about how this lobbyist register would work, there were lots of questions about who it would include, about how open it would be, and about whether they could actually trust it. In my election campaign, I door-knocked my entire electorate twice. The overwhelming sentiment I heard from my community was that they no longer trusted politicians. They were frustrated with the secrecy and the closed-door conversations. They wanted representatives who they could trust, leaders who they believed would act in their best interests and would be transparent and open. This was by far the most significant issue raised with me, bigger even than community safety or cost of living concerns. We know that democracy works best when we elect representatives who are transparent, accountable and engage with the people that we serve. It works when the broad experiences, views and needs of our communities are reflected in the decisions made within these walls, when our communities trust us because they can see that we are doing right by them. Too often I, like many others, am confronted by the secrecy that surrounds the business of government, as if the public cannot be trusted with information or have a say in decisions that impact on their future. The decisions that we make here in this house, in the people's house, on behalf of the people, what do we have to hide? As elected representatives, our duty is to consider our community's needs, values and ideas when making decisions, and then let them know about those decisions and why we've made them. Mr Deputy Speaker, the disillusionment with parliamentary politics is clear in our community, and it hasn't happened by accident. The Northern Territory is small and Darwin is even smaller. People feel it when they see corporate interests or a select few prioritised over the well-being of all. When former gas executives land powerful government roles, as we've seen with Stuart Knowles becoming Territory Coordinator, or when former chief ministers take high-paying jobs like Michael Gunner's move to Fortescue Future Industries, the public feels betrayed, and they have a right to feel betrayed. And when this happens, trust erodes. If we want to rebuild that trust, we have to act decisively, and we have the opportunity to do that today with a comprehensive lobbyist register as proposed by the member for Nightcliffe. What we need is a lobbyist register that tracks all lobbyists, not just third parties. We need open ministerial diaries disclosed in real time, including any meeting notes and related proposals. A lobbyist register needs to be linked to ministerial diaries so the public can actually see who their representatives are meeting with, when and about what. Ministerial diaries need to disclose meetings both in official context and at private exclusive events. We need better political finance regulations to capture the interest that lobbyists are paying to have served through donations and in-kind services. Ideally, public officials should never be allowed to work in the industries they once regulated. But at a minimum, we must implement a 4-year cooling-off period as proposed in this motion, not the laughable 6 months proposed by the CLP. Madam Speaker, Mr Deputy Speaker, the issue is not that we don't trust lobbyists, it's that we have seen too many examples of elected decision makers failing to resist lobbying influence. We've seen too many cases where decisions benefit lobbyists or corporations over the people that they're meant to serve. As elected representatives, we must change our culture from within. It should be our top priority to uphold the highest standards of integrity and never allow vested interest to sway our decisions, and that includes how we behave here in this chamber. The bottom line is, Mr Deputy Speaker, is that when decisions are made on behalf of the public has a right to know who is influencing those decisions and who stands to benefit from them. This is what we mean by transparency, not the bare minimum put forward by the CLP. It seems we have a government with a scrutiny committee that has no referrals, a lobbyist register that excludes major lobbyists, and a culture that continues to hold meetings behind closed doors. I strongly support the member for Nightcliffe's motion for the lobbyist register to include ministerial diaries, a lobbyist code of conduct, and an expanded 4-year cooling off period between ministerial roles and jobs in industry as in-house lobbyists. I believe this is in the interest of everyone in this chamber and of the interests of everyone in the Northern Territory. Thank you.